Let us be brutally honest for a second. You are sitting there watching another video while your real life is quietly on pause. Your room is messy. The goals you set months ago are gathering dust. You have a to-do list that has not changed in weeks. You just spent another 2 hours scrolling through a screen, watching other people live the life you want, and you told yourself the same lie you always tell: tomorrow, I will finally start tomorrow. But deep down, in the quiet of your own mind, you know the terrifying truth: tomorrow is not coming. Laziness is not you taking a well-deserved break. Laziness is you slowly, quietly destroying your own potential, one wasted afternoon at a time. And perhaps the most agonizing part of this is not that you are lost. The most agonizing part is that you know exactly what you need to do. You are not lacking information. You have the step-by-step plans. You bought the expensive planners. You have watched hundreds of hours of motivational advice, but there is a massive, dark abyss between knowing what to do and actually forcing your body to stand up and do it. Why does your brain crave success so desperately, yet your physical body refuses to take action? Why do you feel completely paralyzed when it is time to work? Fast forward 10 years into the future. Imagine waking up in the exact same bed with the exact same regrets, realizing that you never built the business, you never got in shape, you never wrote the book. The ultimate tragedy of life is not failure. The ultimate tragedy is realizing at the end of your life that you lived at a fraction of your true capacity because you chose temporary comfort over permanent growth. You chose the warm blanket instead of the gym. You chose cheap entertainment instead of your life's work. If you do not kill your procrastination today, it will undoubtedly kill your future. We live in a strange era. Comfort has never been easier to obtain. You can have food delivered to your door without speaking to a human. You can access infinite entertainment with the swipe of a thumb. We are constantly flooded with cheap dopamine. As a result, laziness is no longer just a bad habit. It is the defining disease of the modern world. But this struggle against the desire to do nothing is not new. Over 2,000 years ago, the greatest minds of the Roman Empire, emperors holding ultimate power, playwrights with massive wealth, and philosophers who started as slaves, all fought the exact same invisible war. They called their weapon Stoicism. Stoicism is not about suppressing your emotions or acting like a robot. It is the ultimate framework for self-mastery. It is the art of building a mind so disciplined that you can command yourself to do the hard work, especially on the days when you feel absolutely zero motivation. In this video, we are going to dive deep into 6 of the most powerful Stoic quotes ever recorded. These are not soft, feel-good affirmations. They are sharp tools designed to cut through your excuses, beat your laziness, and forge iron discipline. Quote 1. At dawn, when you have trouble getting out of bed, tell yourself, I have to go to work as a human being. What do I have to complain of? If I'm going to do what I was born for, or is this what I was created for? To huddle under the blankets and stay warm? Marcus Aurelius. Take a moment to fully grasp who wrote those words. Marcus Aurelius was not a motivational speaker trying to sell a book. He was the emperor of the Roman Empire. He possessed absolute, unchecked power. If he wanted to sleep until noon every single day, no one would dare question him. He had servants to bring him food, guards to protect him, and wealth beyond human comprehension. Yet, in the private pages of his own journal, he was fighting the exact same battle you fight every morning when your alarm goes off. Your desire to stay in bed is biological. The human brain is evolutionarily wired to conserve energy and seek warmth. When you feel lazy, you are simply experiencing the default state of your animal nature. But Marcus Aurelius demands that we rise above our base instincts. He reminds himself of his nature not as an animal, but as a human being. A blanket is designed to keep you warm, but what were you designed for? Were you truly created by the universe just to consume resources, seek comfort, and hide from the world? No. Human beings are built to create, to solve, to endure, and to build. When you choose to hit the snooze button, you are actively rejecting your own purpose. You are failing the very first test of the day. Every morning, you stand at a crossroads. Down one path is the snooze button, a surrender to weakness, starting your day with a micro defeat that sets a tone of laziness for the next 16 hours. Down the other path is discipline. It is the act of throwing the covers off, regardless of how tired your eyes feel or how cold the air is. To build iron discipline, you must stop negotiating with your weakness. Your brain is a master negotiator. If you give it 10 seconds to think about why it should stay in bed, it will provide a dozen logical-sounding excuses. You must remove the negotiation entirely. Adopt the 3-second rule. When the alarm rings, count backward. 3, 2, 1, and physically move your body. Do not think about the cold. Do not think about the long day ahead. Just put your feet on the floor. That single, aggressive action is your first victory. Win the morning, and you build the momentum to win the day. Quote 2, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." Seneca. The foundation of all procrastination is a massive, dangerous illusion. The illusion that you have an endless supply of tomorrow. Think about how you guard your material possessions. You put passwords on your phone. You lock the doors to your house. You check your bank account to ensure nobody is stealing your money. You are fiercely protective of things that can easily be replaced. But when it comes to time, the only resource in the universe that you can never, ever get back once it is gone, you leave the door wide open. You let anyone and anything steal it from you. Seneca wrote these words over 2 millennia ago, long before the invention of the internet, social media, or endless streaming platforms. If people were wasting their lives back then, imagine the crisis we are in today. We trade irreplaceable hours of our brief existence for a fleeting rush of dopamine. We sit on the couch and watch fictional characters achieve greatness on a screen, while our own real-life story rots away. When you say, "I will start my business next year," or "I will get healthy next month," you are acting as if you have a contract with the universe that guarantees you will wake up tomorrow. You do not. Every hour you waste is an hour of your life that is permanently gone. You are bleeding out time, and laziness is the anesthetic that makes you numb to the pain of that loss. To forge iron discipline, you must completely shift your relationship with time. You must become ruthlessly jealous of your hours. Try this. Conduct a ruthless time audit for just 1 week. Write down exactly what you are doing every single hour of the day. Do not lie to yourself. When you actually see the hard data, when you see that you spent 14 hours this week scrolling through short videos or playing video games, you will feel a deep sense of disgust. Use that disgust. Channel it. Time is not free. You are paying for your laziness with your life. Stop living as if you are immortal. The work must be done today. Quote 3. How long are you going to wait before you demand the best for yourself? Epictetus. This might be the most confrontational question ever asked in philosophy. It is a direct attack on the waiting game we all play. You know exactly what you are capable of. You know you have the intelligence to learn that new skill. You know you have the strength to transform your body. You know you are destined for a life far greater than the one you are currently living. So, why are you sitting on the sidelines of your own life? The answer is that you have been brainwashed by the myth of motivation. You believe that in order to take action, you must first feel like taking action. You are waiting for a magical surge of energy. You are waiting to feel inspired. You are waiting for the perfect alignment of your mood, the weather, and your circumstances. But discipline understands a fundamental truth. Motivation is a liar, and it is a coward. Motivation only shows up on sunny days when you have had 8 hours of sleep and a perfect cup of coffee. Motivation abandons you the moment things get difficult. Epictetus is grabbing you by the shoulders and shaking you. He is asking you, how much longer are you going to accept a mediocre version of yourself? Until you are 40? Until you are 60? Until you are on your deathbed? Laziness often disguises itself as getting ready. You spend 6 months researching the perfect workout routine, but you never lift a single weight. You buy the domain name and design the logo for a business, but you never actually try to sell a product. You trick your brain into feeling productive without ever taking a real risk. You must kill the concept of waiting for the right time. The right time is a myth. The stars will never perfectly align. You will never feel entirely ready, entirely confident, or entirely fearless. Discipline is the act of demanding the best for yourself right now, in the middle of the mess, in the middle of the fear, and in the middle of the exhaustion. Action does not follow inspiration. Inspiration follows action. Do the work first, and the feelings will catch up later. Quote 4. Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. Marcus Aurelius. We live in a world obsessed with the appearance of progress. We love to talk about our goals. We tweet about our new habits. We post pictures of our running shoes. We sit in coffee shops arguing with our friends about the most optimal way to invest, the most optimal diet to follow, or the best productivity software to use. Why do we do this? Because talking about a goal triggers the exact same reward centers in the brain as actually achieving the goal. When you tell someone you are going to start a podcast, they praise you. You get a hit of dopamine, you feel successful, but you have not recorded a single second of audio. You have replaced the brutal, unglamorous reality of hard work with the cheap thrill of talking about it. Marcus Aurelius recognized this trap. He knew that the mind loves to distract itself with endless planning and philosophical debates to avoid the friction of actual execution. Over-planning is just procrastination in a suit and tie. Arguing about the definition of success is a phenomenal way to avoid doing the work required to be successful. If you want to build iron discipline, you must embrace the rule of silence. Stop telling the world what you are going to do. Let your actions make the noise. If you want to be a disciplined person, do not post a quote about discipline. Go clean your kitchen. Go sit at your desk and write the proposal. Go endure the discomfort of a hard workout with your mouth shut. True discipline is profoundly unglamorous. It happens in the quiet hours of the morning when nobody is watching, nobody is cheering, and nobody is liking your post. Stop intellectualizing your laziness. Stop debating the methods. Choose a path, shut your mouth, and execute. You do not need more information. You need more action. Quote 5. No man is free who is not master of himself. Epictetus. One of the primary reasons we resist discipline is because we have a fundamentally corrupted definition of freedom. In modern society, we define freedom as the ability to do whatever we want whenever we want. We think freedom is staying up until 3 a.m. watching shows. We think freedom is eating garbage food because it tastes good. We think freedom is abandoning a project the moment it gets boring because we don't feel like doing it anymore. But Epictetus, a man who literally spent the early part of his life as a physical slave, understood freedom on a level we cannot comprehend. He looked at human behavior and realized a terrifying truth. If you lack discipline, you are not free. You are a slave to your impulses. If you cannot resist the urge to look at your phone every 3 minutes, you are a slave to an algorithm. If you cannot stop yourself from eating junk food, you are a slave to sugar. If you cannot force yourself to get out of bed, you are a slave to a mattress. When your temporary feelings dictate your actions, you are entirely stripped of your sovereignty. You are simply reacting to chemical urges like an animal. Discipline is not a prison. Discipline is the only true form of freedom that exists. It is the supreme power to give yourself a command and actually obey it. When you practice discipline, you are buying your future freedom. The financial discipline you practice today buys you the freedom to not worry about bills tomorrow. The physical discipline you practice in the gym today buys you the freedom to move without pain when you are older. The mental discipline to focus on your work today buys you the freedom of a meaningful career. The next time you feel the heavy pull of laziness, reframe the situation. Do not ask yourself, "Do I feel like doing this?" Ask yourself, "Who is the master of this mind? Is it my highest ideals, or is it my weakest impulses?" Refuse to be a slave to your own comfort. Take the chains off by doing exactly what you do not want to do. Quote 6, "You must build up your life action by action and be content if each one achieves its goal as far as possible." Marcus Aurelius. There is a specific type of laziness that does not stem from a lack of desire, but from a profound sense of overwhelm. You look at the massive gap between where you are and where you want to be. You want to lose 50 pounds. You want to build a company from scratch. You want to get out of massive debt. When you look at the entirety of the mountain you have to climb, your brain short circuits. It calculates the thousands of hours of pain, struggle, and effort required, and it panics. The friction seems too high. So, what does your brain do? It shuts down. It tells you to go back to sleep. It tells you to turn on the TV to numb the anxiety. Marcus Aurelius provides the ultimate antidote to the paralysis of overwhelm. He teaches us the art of radical, microscopic focus. You do not build a wall by trying to imagine the perfect, finished wall. You build a wall by taking one single brick and laying it as perfectly as a brick can be laid. Then you reach for the next brick. That is it. That is the entire secret to building an extraordinary life. Discipline is not about making massive, heroic leaps that completely transform your life in 24 hours. That is a Hollywood myth. Real discipline is the unsexy, repetitive, relentless execution of tiny tasks. It is building your life action by action. If your room is a disaster, do not think about cleaning the room. Tell yourself to simply take out the trash. If you need to write a thesis, do not think about the 50 pages. Focus only on writing one single sentence. Shrink the task down until it is so laughably small that your brain cannot possibly be intimidated by it. If you can just focus on winning the very next action, you break the spell of laziness. You stop worrying about the finish line and you fall in love with the process of placing the next brick. Stop looking at the years ahead. Look at the next 5 minutes. Win the next 5 minutes. Then do it again. If you have been trapped in a cycle of procrastination, overthinking, and chronic laziness, you need to hear this clearly. You are not broken. Laziness is not a genetic defect, and it is not your permanent identity. It is simply a pattern of behavior that you have allowed to run on autopilot for too long. But patterns can be shattered. You do not need to wait for a burst of motivation to strike you like lightning. You do not need to wait until Monday or until the first of the month, or until next year. You just need to reclaim your sovereignty over your own mind, one small choice at a time. Do not let this video become just another piece of intellectual entertainment. Do not let it be another hit of dopamine that makes you feel productive for 10 minutes before you sink right back into the couch and open another app. If you do that, you have learned absolutely nothing. The real test of your character does not happen while you are listening to these words. The real test begins the exact second this video ends. You know the one thing you have been avoiding. You know the task that has been sitting on your mind like a weight. Stand up, put the device down, breathe in, and go place the first brick. The extraordinary life you have been dreaming of is waiting for you. Stop making it wait. If you have any thoughts or suggestions, feel free to leave a comment. A like and a subscription are free, but they truly mean a lot to me. They give me the motivation to keep creating more meaningful videos for you. Thank you so much for your support.